That one's so weird, I actually am like not even interested in it really. Like I don't really care what that story is because that's clearly such a ridiculous acid trip.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Jack O'Shea.
And I'm Mikaela Pascal.
And this is Who's on Top, the show where we each rank our top 5 favorite things about an exciting topic and then you tell us who made the best list or
Who's on top?
Who's on top. Okay, so this week, Mikaela, we're gonna be ranking the top 5 weirdest X-Men superpowers.
Yes, this one, while looking at the list, I did not realize how many there were.
X-Men, because there's so many mutants that every time there's a problem where it's like, this guy has an Xbox, but we only know how to play PS3. And it's like, well, wait a minute, we have a mutant, his hands are Xbox controllers. Like, it's like,
yeah.
That's how they solve all their problems. It's the funniest thing ever. I love it so much, and I'm so excited to do this.
All right, my number 5 is Ranker's number 3. Some fella named Memomax. Memomax, is that how I'm saying this correctly? Memomax. Memomax is a human elephant that also barfs acid. I like this one for the reason that this is what it feels like when a little kid makes up a superhero. Where it's like, he's a human, but he's also an elephant. And just to top it off, he does puke acid.
That's such like that's what's great about the X-Men. That's what's great about that character is because like they built this character, they introduced it, and then there was like some little plot twist where it's like, oh no, how are they gonna get out of this? And then the writer was just like, F it. The guy also barfs acid.
Yeah, because you could have a superhero that turns into an elephant or animals, or you could have someone who, you know, pukes acid. But they're like, what if we just double down and make it one?
Let's make lemonade.
Let's make some lemonade here. Some acid puking elephant lemonade.
So my number 5 is Ranker.com's number 1. This one is actually the weirdest one. It's Ice Cream, spelled E-Y-E, Scream. And if you think that that might be like an eye reference, no, it is an ice cream reference. The guy's power is that he can melt into any ice cream flavor that I believe he can choose. I don't think it's at random. Okay, so you can melt into ice cream. 1, when is that useful? 2,
do people eat you?
Why different flavors? What would be a strawberry scenario? What would be a chocolate scenario?
Yeah.
Why is that different? I don't know.
I don't know, but it is.
But that's my number 5. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Ranker's number 9. Lifeguard? This sexy mutant, by the way. She's got a rockin' chest. She's a babe, she's a lifeguard.
Yeah.
Power number 1, sexy.
She can detect danger.
Oh, danger, it's human danger. Like
if somebody's in trouble, she knows.
She can feel it, and I was like, how annoying would that be? Like, I have the Citizen app on my phone. Yeah. And it annoys me, but it's like, oh, it informs me of a crime that happens, you know, within a few miles of me. Imagine not being able to silence those notifications.
My number 4 is not on the Ranker list. We gotta get it on there. It's Long Neck.
Okay.
So Long Neck's power, and get this, he's a long neck. It's a little bit longer than you know, your average. It's not like a giraffe. It's like if I'm like 6'2", it'd be like imagine me and I'm like 6'7", but the additional 5 inches are just straight neck. He's a mutant.
Okay, so my number 3 is Long Neck.
It's Long Neck.
So again, not rigged, but do you know what this story just told me?
What?
Tall guy privilege.
Tall guy, yeah.
A little taller, you know.
Very susceptible.
You hide the jugular, you know, in a fight. His is longer, his is open, he's got a big old target walking around. They should have called him like Giraffe Man, just because they feel like that would have been meaner. They're already being mean, just call him Giraffe Boy.
Give him a power. Sue me.
Sue him. Let's hear number 3.
My number 3 is Ranker.com's number 8, Tag. So Tag, his power is basically the game tag. It's a weird power. It's actually kind of useful. So what tag can do is make people it. Tags you and you're it. He can basically decide whether or not everybody around you is gonna come to you or run away from you.
Yeah.
You know, and I actually think that's a really, really cool power.
That's a great power. It's weird, but it's very creative. I like that one.
What's your number 2?
Okay, so my number 2 is another not ranked one. This guy named Beak.
Oh yeah, I love Beak.
Beak looks a little scary, but he's just kind of like a bird man.
Yeah.
But his whole thing is he doesn't really have powers. He just is kind of like a bird, but like in like a not useful way, where his bones are hollow. And I'm like, why is he on the team? I just feel like the X-Men should be protecting Beak.
Yeah, but
I don't think he should be involved.
I think they do.
I think he should be as far away from these activities as possible.
Well, the plot of so many, honestly, every X-Men movie basically is always like the humans being like, we gotta exterminate them, or they're gonna eugenics them, or they're gonna try to remove the powers. And then the X-Men getting all the mutants together, and they're all weak and have the dumbest powers like Beak and Longneck. And then the strong ones go and fight because they're worried about the weak ones. That's the X-Men.
It's silly.
Okay, so my number 2, similar to Beak, similar to Longneck, is Jazz. Also unranked. His power is that he's blue. Yeah. His skin is blue.
No, I'm afraid I just blew myself.
Honestly, if you're trying to go into hip hop, that does probably help. It separates you.
Kind of cool. I mean, they do have Blueface. A lot of these don't feel like real mutants as it does just like an oops.
And that's why I was so excited to do this episode.
Yeah.
Because it's the weirdest shit ever. What's your number 1? We might have the same number 1.
No.
No?
So my number 1 is Rancor's number 1. It is Ice Cream.
Ice Cream, yeah.
I had to put it in there because it's just so ridiculous. Because what on earth situation could you be useful for?
It's like in Suicide Squad. Like I know if you've seen the new one, there's a character in it whose name is like Polka Dot Man. I'm a superhero! I'm a motherfucking super. James Gunn, the guy who directed Suicide Squad, said he picked Polka Dot Man because he's the dumbest comic book character of all time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I really like Ice Cream. Like I feel it's like they should put him in a thing just to make a nod to like, can you believe this is actually part of the universe?
Like, this actually existed.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my number 1. What's your number 1?
My number 1, unranked, I love the name alone, is Glob Herman. One of the rare 2 first name, last name X-Men. He has invisible skin, or the ability to make his skin invisible. Now while you're thinking like, okay, invisibility, that's cool. No. That's the only thing he can make invisible.
His insides are still very visible.
You can see his skeleton, his organs, his muscle. You can see all of that stuff. So the only thing I think Glob Herman is honestly not only good at, but maybe the best of all time at, is probably teaching anatomy. He has that on everyone.
Yeah.
But the pictures of this guy too, they just make me laugh so hard. We gotta get that on the Rancor list because I was just chuckling. Okay guys, so there you have it. Those were our top 5 weirdest X-Men superpowers of all time. Do we miss any of your favorites? Let us know in the comments, or better yet, just get over to Rancor.com and vote your favorites to the top. And also let us know in the comments which one of us you think had the best list, or
who's on top, baby?
Who's on top, baby?
Baby!
See you guys.
Bye.